Hello, welcome to the weekly vlog with Evelyne de Roche. Today I would like to discuss a topic I already discussed in the past, but the reason I feel compelled to talk about it again is because this topic is in style right now. Unfortunately, it's a bad style, but it is nonetheless a worldwide style. And the topic is fear. Today, just today, I had a conversation with two persons, and two different persons from different background, completely different lifestyle, living, shared how they are experiencing fear and anxiety. Well, obviously, we are the 25th of September 2020, and anywhere in the world you are listening to this, you are affected by COVID, because if you have internet, COVID is around, because COVID is everywhere in the world. So it is currently the thing that is has a potential to affect everybody. No, I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking about fear. Seriously. Fear, I'm not a biologist. I do not have a master's degree in health science, whatever. My master is in counseling. However, I know, because doctors say so, PhD people say so, fear makes that your body is weakening in your immune system. So you don't want to fear. Fear is not good, because fear will make you more vulnerable to disease and sickness and virus and microbe, like we say in French. So you're going to say, well, okay, Evelyne, that's fine. I know all that, but how do I get rid of fear? Well, that's when the Waymaker comes in. That's when the person of God Almighty, the author of all things, Jesus Christ, comes into play, the miracle maker. And myself, I could be all nice and great. You could be all nice and great and have all kinds of techniques to relax yourself. Like I'm totally for that. For me, heat is my #1 relaxation tool. Like, it's all good. Meditation is awesome. Sauna, hot baths, fantastic. Hot shower, great to relax. Music. I love to listen to the waves of the ocean coming and going and coming and going. There's fantastic ocean wave sounds, white noise type on the internet for free that you can get, and it's soothing. Some other people, it's listening to Amazon noises, rainforest noises, rain. It relaxes them, it soothes them. Listening to a stream, the water falling, it's beautiful, relaxing. There are some music that are, well, I think they're weird, but if you like it, nah, no judgment, no judgment. You know, special music with different sounds that relaxes, that's great, that's great. And that's all great. However, they temporarily soothe, right? Because honestly, after your warm bath, after your sauna, after your 1 hour of meditation or 1 hour of listening to this relaxing music or sound, COVID is still here. Fear is still there. Threat is still there. And long-term, permanent, it doesn't fix it at all. Not at all. So why do we fear? Are you crazy, Evelyne? Why do I fear? I don't want to get COVID. I get you. I don't want it either. However, what's the real fear? Why do you fear COVID so bad? Are you kidding, Evelyne? You're actually asking this? Are you serious? You're actually asking me why I don't want to have COVID. I know. You don't want to be sick because being sick sucks, right? Nobody likes to be sick. So COVID, bad COVID, real bad. So the thing is, what we're afraid really is death. Because the threat of COVID, like I'll give you an example. Nobody likes to have their nail chipped, right? To the blood, like it hurts, like nobody likes that. But nobody's terrorized and anxious about getting a fingernail chipped and bleeding, right? Because we know we're not gonna die of it. So why are we so afraid of COVID? It's because we know there's the threat that COVID can kill and nobody wants to die. Right? Dying. Really? Is it that scary? Death? Wow, Evelyne, your gloom and despair and no. Hear me out. What I have in my heart right now to share with you is that no, we don't want to die. No, we don't want to be sick. The point is, the Waymaker enables you to stay healthy if you trust Him. If you place your faith in the Waymaker, in the author, He can, because He provided for healing on the cross 2,000 years ago. He can, and He wants to heal you. But let's go further. Let's go to the extreme. Yeah, Evelyne, because my aunt or my grandpa or my great uncle, they passed away because of COVID. You know what? I hear you. I lost my own father a few years back, and it hurts because when someone we love dies, it hurts. And I'm not diminishing this at all. When someone is sick, it's not funny. When someone is dying, it's not funny at all. But the thing is, that's why I'm talking to you today. Because fear will get you there. And faith will prevent it. Faith will push sickness away. Faith will push death away. But you know what? In Daniel chapter 3, that's a book in the first book of the author. Some of us call it the Old Testament or the first book. There's a book called Daniel. In that book, there's a chapter 3. And in that chapter, Daniel is a guy who faced death because he was asked to do something and he was not going to do it because it was against his faith, against his belief. So he said, I am doing it. So the king, the president or the prime minister of those days told him, if you don't do it, I'll kill you. And Daniel said, kill me. I'm not going to do that. And you know what? Even if I die, I'm not going to do this. Even if the end result is death, I'm not going to do this. So, are you serious, Evelyne? Yeah, well, what happened is Daniel was not afraid to die because Daniel knew what came after death. He had this complete conviction without a shadow of a doubt. He knew exactly where he was going after death. So, someone said, well, how can you be sure? No one's ever died. No one knows. You can't be sure. How can you trust something you can't see? How can you trust someone you can't touch or see? How can you trust faith? You can't touch it, right? You can't touch. Well, it came to me to share with that person, one of the two person, is the love that I have for my husband. For those who don't know, this March coming in 2021, on the 30th of March, my husband and I will celebrate 30 years of marriage. 30 years. 30 years of really exciting, fulfilling, wonderful years of marriage. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You don't hear about that often. But honestly, I can say these words to you, but you can choose to believe what I say or not. Because honestly, there are so many people who divorce today. It's unbelievable. And I've heard of statistics when I was in university, the stats was 50% divorce, and the other 50%, 80% of those 50%, they are married, but very unhappily. So that leaves 20% or 50% that are experiencing a wonderful marriage. So when I say to you, I love my husband and my husband loves me back dearly, and our marriage is completely fulfilling and loving and tender and not without struggles, but when we do have an argument or are impatient with one another, we discuss it, we ask for forgiveness to the other one, and we continue to love one another and grow closer to one another. I can say this to you, but you have no way to know if it's true or not. Because, honestly, in the 25th September 2020, there's a lot of actors and actresses who play roles in films, and they're lovey-dovey and all that, and then you hear about their personal life, and it sucks. It's terrible. They divorce, marry, divorce, marry, divorce, marry, divorce, and they're not happy. So me telling you that my marriage is awesome and it's unbelievable and it's rare and it's special, you only have my word for it, because it cannot be touched. It cannot be experienced except between my husband and I. Well, faith is the same. And like I said, today 2 people share their fear and anxiety. And one of them, she said, well, I don't believe in anything, and I don't, unless you can touch it, I don't believe it. That comes to this, and that person is technically happily married, has 2 children. So I told that person who's married with 2 children, well, the fact that you're telling me that you love your husband is non-touchable. And the fact that you trust that your husband loves you is untouchable. It's an experience we feel inside. We experience it with all of our guts and everything that we are. That's a loving relationship between a husband and wife in this world. So you can believe me or not, I know it's a fact of my life. It's the truth of my life. So it's a choice. You make the choice. You make the choice to believe me when I say that my marriage is amazing, and we're celebrating 30 years in March coming. Or you don't believe me, and that's your choice. Then I ask you the question here. Will you trust God? Will you trust Jesus? Dare to submit all of your life to Him and ask Him to come in your life and take those anxieties and fears and that fear of death. He can take it so that you don't have it anymore. You see, I'm going to say something that may shock you. I love God, I love Jesus more than I love my husband. And I'm going to say something that may offend you, but I am well aware that my husband loves Jesus more than he loves me. Well, you know what? It relieves me of the pressure of performance towards my husband and vice versa. All we have to do is please God, love him, respond to his love toward us, surrender our life, and he takes the fear, he takes the anxiety, and he gives us this amazing relationship that is worth a very fairy tale, yet that I live truly on a daily basis. A fairy tale based on a true story. I am living the happily ever after, and I have been living the happily ever after for 30 years. I met my husband in November 30 years ago. So in about a month and a half, we'll celebrate 30 years of knowing each other. And on the 30th of March next year, we'll celebrate 30 years of living together and loving each other and going through struggles together and conquering together. But I can say that on the 7th of January, 1990, I started this amazing relationship with God, and I would never go back because COVID is there, but I don't fear it. I have zero anxiety over it. And if there are thoughts that are coming to my mind to try to make me scared or anxious, I shove them away because they're not my thoughts. Because my thoughts are on Christ. My thoughts are on the author. Lot to ponder. Write me, text me, email me, call me. If you have topics, let me know. But today I couldn't do a vlog without sharing what two people in the same day, within a few hours difference, sharing their anxiety. You can get rid of that anxiety through the Waymaker, the author. This is Evelyne Desroches.